Did you know that 30% of all charitable giving happens in December alone? So how you facilitate end of year giving in your church really can be the difference maker. And we're not just talking about your budget, but in your church's impact as a whole. So in this video, we're gonna outline how you can have a successful and impactful end of year giving season in your church. Now, to make the most out of the season, you don't wanna just wing it. You need to plan ahead. October, or really even earlier that in the fall, is a great time to plan. And if you really want people to engage, you want to choose a cause or initiative, something that end of year giving is going to fund. Because when people feel like their gift is making an impact, they are so much more likely to actually give. Now, we've seen churches have some great success rallying their congregation to give to end of year support for local outreach organizations, or to improve facilities to make room for new people, or even maybe launch a new campus. The most important thing is to choose an initiative that people can clearly see the difference that it's gonna make. So lay the groundwork now. Figure out what you're gonna do, what you're gonna accomplish through year-end giving, and then go ahead and let's put together some graphics, maybe some talking points so you can streamline all your planning for the coming months. Now, if it's November or even December and you're just seeing this video, you might feel like you're too late to the game. But even if you're getting a late start, you still just want to start. The end of your giving season is gonna come really whether you prepare for it or not. So go ahead and take action the best you can, because it's gonna be another 12 months before this opportunity comes back around. Now, before we get into the specifics of carrying out end of year giving in November and December, I want to let you know that you can download a full schedule that lays out what you need to talk about each week in your services, through email, on social media, all of it. So check out the link in the description to download that. It's completely free and just something that we really hope helps your church have a strong close to the year in your giving. Now, as we get into November, this is where we want to really start ramping up our end of year giving communications. Now, those first 2 weeks are laying the groundwork. You haven't announced your end of year giving initiative yet, and you really won't for a couple weeks. But in these first 2 weeks of November, you want to remind your congregation of the role that giving plays in your church's mission. This is a great time to share some stories or testimonies of the impact your church has made in people's lives. Maybe it's how you provided food and clothes for people in poverty, or maybe it's about how your church has grown and reached new people, or maybe it's stories of baptisms and life change. In early November, you want to make sure your congregation understands that their giving has been making an impact. You want to communicate this in your services, through email, and on social media. You want to make this clear. The third week of November is where it really gets going. This is where you're going to announce your end of year giving initiative. You want to start by announcing this in your Sunday services, because this is a chance to cast vision about what giving to your church at the end of the year will accomplish, what it's going to take to get there. So whether you do this live on stage or maybe through a pre-recorded video, the most important thing is to tie that money that's given to the outcome that it's going to achieve. But not everyone who's going to give to this is actually going to be at your church on Sunday, and that's okay. So you want to make sure you follow this up with an email in the middle of the week and some social media posts. And anytime you talk about end of year giving on any digital platform, you've got to make sure you're always including a link so it's easy to give. It's easy to take action on what you're inviting people to do. Then, on the fourth week of November, which in 2024, this is actually Thanksgiving week, you really want to focus on the outcome. If your church accomplishes its end of year giving goal, what is actually going to happen? What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to see? What is the tangible result? If you're improving children's facilities, how will that help you teach more kids about Jesus? If you're opening a new campus, how's that going to impact the community? You want to make it clear that the end of year giving is going to have an impact. Giving equals impact. You want to make that clear. Now, at this point, we're already in December, the first week of December. This year has GivingTuesday in it. And GivingTuesday is something churches really seem to overlook. I don't know, maybe there's just too much going on in your church during the holidays that it just kind of comes and goes before you even realize it. But GivingTuesday is a day that the whole world is thinking about generosity. And your congregation needs to know that your church is the best place to give on GivingTuesday. Nonprofits will be aggressively promoting how people can give to their cause and what that's going to do. But does their cause make a kingdom impact? In your services, talk about that kingdom impact that giving to your church on GivingTuesday is going to make. And then on GivingTuesday, first thing in the morning, send an email and post on social media. You want to reiterate the impact of participating through your church on GivingTuesday, what impact that's going to make. And of course, you gotta make it easy to give. Now, since you've just made this big, huge push in the first week of December to give, you want to be a little more reflective in the second week. So take this chance in the second week of December to look back over the year's accomplishments. Thank your congregation for what they have done all year through their faithful giving and the way that they have showed up on Giving Tuesday. Because remember that past generosity is going to inspire present generosity. When they see what they've done and what you've accomplished through that, they're going to be more generous going forward. All right, so week 3 of December. This is the last full week before Christmas. It's approaching the peak of the season. There's a lot of excitement, but there's also a whole lot of busyness. So your congregation needs to be reminded in services, in email, social media, everywhere, that there are only a couple weeks left in the year to give to your end of year giving initiative. You want to make sure you keep the goal and the outcome of that goal front and center. There's so many things fighting for everyone's attention at this point in the year. So keep it simple. Clear goals, clear outcomes, and clear ways to give. Now, the 4th week of December is Christmas week. It's the best time of the year, right? This is the time that we want to be fully focused on the birth of Jesus and what that means for us. So you don't want to take away from that by hammering giving too much. But at the same time, you also don't want to let giving fall by the wayside. Your church is here to show the love of Jesus to the world. So how is your end of year giving initiative going to help do that? So make that connection, showing the love of Jesus to the world, to your end of year giving initiative, and then make a simple invitation to let people continue to give to that. Now, these final days of December right after Christmas, this is your last chance to engage people in giving to your end of year initiative. If you've already met your goal, celebrate that while also letting people know that they can still give to your church and you'll be able to do even more. But if you haven't met your goal, that's okay. Challenge your congregation to get there. Now, there's always going to be those people in your church who are going to make some last-minute donations. They want to maximize their tax benefits for their charitable giving for the year. So those last couple of days of December can actually be really important. So on the 30th, go ahead and send an email out to your congregation. Give a reminder of what this end of year initiative is all about and what it's going to accomplish. And then on the 31st, the very last day of the year, share some information on social media highlighting, hey, this is the last day to give to the end of year giving initiative. And of course, share a link. Make it easy, make it quick to give so people can take action so they're not scrambling trying to get that gift in before the year ends. All right, so once January hits and your end of year giving initiative is done, we're still not really quite done. There's one really important thing left to do, and that's celebrate. Your congregation gave sacrificially. They joined together for a cause bigger than themselves. Man, share your heartfelt thanks. Celebrate what you've done or what you will be doing with those funds. Even if you didn't quite hit that goal, still celebrate all that's been given. And for those who made significant gifts to your church, you need to directly thank them. I'm telling you, a simple handwritten note or a phone call from the pastor can really go a long way in showing your appreciation. The end of the year giving season can be a difference maker for your church. And I'm not just talking about funding your budget. I'm talking about how you can enable your church to make a bigger impact in your community and maybe even the world. So take the time now, prepare and maximize the end of year giving opportunity in your church.